Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope that you are all doing well. I have a little rant to do today. Surprise, surprise! So, I got a message about myself here that says, my theory is that she failed at the MLMs and that is why she makes the content she does now. If you know anything about being in the anti-MLM community, you will know that it is a very big thing that we get accused of only being anti-MLMers because we flunked out of our MLM and didn't make it. So we're bitter and have to do our video. So we're just going to take a little bit of a moment here and talk about why that's bullhooey. Hello everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Beth, or Queen of Spade. Please do give this video a like, subscribe if you're new here. Now, without further ado, let's throw some spade. First things first, the split in my lip has gotten a lot of attention. It is almost like a second person on my channel. It is talked about so much. If you want to know what happened to my lip, I got bit in the lip by my man during some kinkiness, and it split my lip open. As it was healing, my daughter hit me by accident with one of her truck car things right in the mouth. She went to go throw it, and I was sitting beside her right here on the couch, and she was like, "Pop!" So that happened. It re-split open, and it is a pretty deep cut. It was a pretty deep injury, and so it's taking a while to disappear now. I use chapstick. Thank you. Thank you for all your advice. It doesn't take away a cut though, so that doesn't help me. But thank you. So it will stop appearing on my channel soon. You're going to have to say goodbye to it as a secondary character since everyone keeps bringing it up. So, like I said, I got this message. Someone sent it to me and said, some of these people that are about you, they might be MLMers. Because they got this attitude, girl. Take a look at this one. So, we're just going to have a little bit of a discussion about why everybody flunks out of MLMs. I'm going to give you a little bit of information. 99% of people that do an MLM business are not going to do well. The business is set up for you to fail. It is set up for you to be a consultant forever, as well as their main customers. If you know anything about MLM businesses, you'll know the main customers are the consultants. So they want to keep you in for as long as possible, buying the product, trying to sell it, building up a team to get more people in for as long as possible in order to be a successful business. they're predatory. MLMs often prey on stay-at-home moms, military wives, people that are in financial distress. They often use things like COVID, tragedies. 9/11 has been used over and over again. It's become such a thing that on 9/11, you can find all Hunbot posts on 9/11. And it's disgusting. And they drive everybody crazy. Don't tell me you haven't gotten a message from a girl in high school going, hey girl, oh my God, like I know it's been so long since we talked, but I just saw your page and it is like so good. You're so pretty. You grew up, you're like so pretty. I know. We didn't really get along in like 9th grade. I know, I stole your boyfriend. It's okay though, it's okay. You're probably over it. And him. So I was just thinking about it that other day, actually, and came and checked out your page, and I have this amazing business opportunity for you, girl. Oh my God, it is so awesome. So I found this health and wellness company, and they will hook you up. Not only will you be more healthy and your mental state will be better and you'll lose a shit ton of weight, but also it's a business opportunity, so you're gonna make money. All you have to do is like join my team under me and I'll help you with everything. Like you won't hardly have to do a thing. All you have to do is do some posts from your phone and you make mad money. So like, what do you think? Do you think it's something you're interested in? And you're like, who is this? I don't remember this bitch. She said she stole my boyfriend. The fuck is this? And then you're pissed off because Cindy from 9th grade, who you hardly remember and claims she stole your man, is now asking you to join under her in a pyramid scheme. And it just doesn't sit well with many of us. When you get that message, it's annoying. You're like, who is this? Why are they writing me? The only reason why they're writing me and thought of me is to sign me up for their pyramid scheme, and I'm just not happy about it. Like, get out of here. My lighting is strobe lighting right now, and I apologize. I realize it is like, and then dark, and then dark. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it right now. It's the time of day, and when I'm recording, I apologize. So people don't like that. The other thing is that the products of MLMs are never actually products that people want and that people are going to buy a lot of. And so because of that, people get either stuck with a whole bunch of products, filling up their garage or their closet. If you talk to my girl, Trisha Bafisha, she's got an entire closet full of MLM products. I want to interview her soon. Trisha, like, let's arrange this. Let's get this going. So basically, you end up with a bunch of products, or you just end up not being able to sell any of the products. There's no in between. Like, you tend to do okay your first month because you get a lot of the Humbots also buying off of you. They're like, let's all buy off her so she thinks she'll like make a bunch of sales and then she'll stay in for another month. Woo! And then after that, it just falls off. You're like, no, I'm not getting any sales. You're lucky if you get your like 3 loyal customers, because most places they're like, you need 3 loyal customers buying from you for every single month for a few months. And you'll be lucky to get those. It'll probably be like your poor best friend who just supports you in everything and will buy it even though she doesn't want it. She's just like, yeah, I'm your friend. Oh, you started a business? Great. Yeah, I support everything you do. I'll get a product. Is there anything cheap? No? Well, how much is the cheapest one? $80? I mean, yeah, no, you are my best friend. You're right. You're my best friend. I would do anything to support you. Okay, so if I buy it with this loyal customer thing, 3 months, I get it for $50. Well, that's at least a little better. Okay. I know I'm your best friend. I know, you keep saying that. I get it. I'm your best friend. I do need to support you and everything. Okay, do you know what? Just sign me up for the one product. Just the one, though. I don't want any more. Just sign me up for that one product. I'll do it. I'll do the loyal customer, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it for, like, after the 3 months. Okay, as long as you don't care. All right, yeah, sure. Sign me up. We'll just get you the bonus thing or whatever. Yeah, sounds good. And then your poor friend is buying off of you for 3 months just because she's your friend and wants to support you, and that's the real tea, sis. So, I don't know, do what you want with that info. And they end up costing quite a bit. Hi, hair, like, you want to work with me at least a little bit here. They end up costing quite a bit of money. So you often have to either buy your own products because of the whole attraction marketing. You got to use the product to sell the product. Or you end up spending a whole bunch of money doing trainings, buying books, doing your personal development that they basically force you to do. And so no matter what, it ends up being expensive. You'll pay to go to the conventions, you will end up paying to travel places, and etc. No matter what, it's going to cost monies out of your pocket, and you are not going to make the money to make up for the money you spend it. So it's not a good business model. The business is set up for everybody in there to fail. Nobody's going to do well except for 1%, less than the 1%. It's less than 1% of the people that make it to the top of the pyramid. Little point. No, it's right up here. And to be one of those people, let me just explain to you what it takes. You have to be the type of person that does not care about stomping on other people to get to where you are. Fortunately, I'm not religious at all. I have no clue what that all was. That was just some like fake praying shit. But fortunately, most of us aren't that type of person. Especially those of us that are like stay-at-home mothers. We have a hard time stepping on other mothers to get to where we are. So what happens is you'll have someone build like a tinier team because maybe they get very into it at the beginning. They become a hunbot extraordinaire. I was one when I did It Works, especially. Some of you guys have found some of my old posts and like posted them up. It makes me laugh so much because yeah, no, I was a bad hunbot. And so you get in, you sign up a few people, they might sign up a few people, but then you kind of start to realize that you're not making much money, they're not making much money, and essentially you have to keep on doing this in order to make anything. A lot of people dip out at that point. A lot of people. Because it's like, I don't want to rip off anyone. If I'm not making money, I know they're not making much, and therefore, I don't know if I feel right about this anymore. They get what's called empathy for other people. Some of you may not be aware of what that is. I've noticed there's a lot of sociopathic type people out here. And so, not in the anti-MLM community, by the way, just like internet in general. Yeah. So, that's kind of why a lot of people don't make it. You also have to, as you go up higher, you learn more. You basically do learn that it's a pyramid scheme. And you have to be the type of person that doesn't care. Even the worst hunbots, when they're like deep in, if they're not right at the top, but they're still deep in, they don't believe they're in a pyramid scheme, right? They're always fighting against that whole thing. Like they'll be like, it's not a pyramid scheme, it's a reverse funnel system. And we do charts. It's not a pyramid. Okay. So they don't actually believe that they're in a pyramid scheme when they're doing it, right? So what happens is once you get high up to the top, it becomes inevitable. You realize, yeah, this is a pyramid scheme. Yes, I'm ripping people off. No, these products are not wanted. And you have to be the type of person that's going to be okay with that. Not a lot of people, again, thankfully, there are not a lot of people in this world that are willing to continue with the business once they really come to terms with the fact that, yeah, it's a pyramid scheme. A lot tend to drop out then. That's it for them. Oh, this is a pyramid scheme? I'm out. Again, if you don't make money, a lot of people that do this just for money, they're not going to be in it for long. You don't make money in an MLM. So you'll do it for a few months, not make anything, and you'll be like, I don't know if I should. Now, people in MLMs will call those people lazy. They'll say they should have held on, stayed out longer. You'll hear a lot about like it taking 5 years. Like, yeah, I'm going to work for 5 years for free before I get paid. That's what like normal people do, right? No! So you're working, you're not making any money. Eventually you're going to get sick of that. My hair is just bleh. So you're going to get sick of that, right? And you're going to go, okay, this isn't making me money. I'm out. I'm done. I'm not putting any more money into this because I'm not making the money. Most people get smart. They go, bye. So in order to be at the top of the pyramid, you have to essentially be a little bit of a sociopath. Like in most businesses, they've proven that the people who do the best in businesses tend to have sociopathic tendencies. They don't care about other people. They think of themselves, and they're willing to do the things to put themselves on the top and stomp on the people under them to get there. MLM, very much the same way. And so there aren't a lot of people that have those sociopathic tendencies. And surprisingly, to some people out there, apparently, I'm one of those people. I'm a really huge empath. And so I always had a problem with having to sign people up under me because my whole thing was, until I start making money, I'm not going to tell other people that they're going to be making money. It was that was always so hard for me. Like, I could not be the type of person that like stomps on other people and doesn't care about their well-being in order for me to be successful. It's like not in my blood. So it was like I had to have some form of bigger success to provide to people before I got them to sign up under me. I had signed up a couple people under me, but it was more because they just wanted to like really do it, and they just happened to message me about it or talk to me. I had also my upline put somebody under me, and that's how I got another person under me. So it wasn't even like I was recruiting them, telling them like, hey, this is a great business opportunity, come join on. I used to do like the posts, but I didn't do a lot of like messaging and trying to recruit people. Some people might say, well, that's where you messed up. You should have maybe done that. But again, it never felt right for me to offer a business opportunity to other people and tell them that they were going to make money and they would be able to provide for their family and be at home with their kids more or whatever, if that wasn't the case for me. If it wasn't providing me with the same financial freedom and all the other things, I can't be a hypocrite type person and be like, oh, it's so great. I could talk it up what I have. Like, I once was Sensi. I took my family out to McDonald's because I got paid like $25 or $35 or something from them. And I was like, yay. And I took my family out and I did take a picture of it and put it on social media all like, Sensi got me to take my family out for a meal. And tried to do that whole thing. And that was like the worst it got for that, because again, like, that's not a huge incentive to me. I'm not really going to be like, hey, you really need to sign up for Sensi underneath me, because guess what? They pay for me to take my family out to dinner once. I'm like totally financially free now. Like, it just never, I couldn't do it. And so you have to be the type of person that's okay with doing that. You have to be like, I don't give a fuck if I'm making money. I'm just going to get all these people under me. They'll all make money, and then eventually I'll make money. Yeah. And a lot of us aren't like that. A lot of us kind of, in the beginning, we might think, oh yeah, we can kind of do this. But then as it goes on and we're not being successful and making money and whatnot, it's like, it starts to feel wrong. And a lot of us get out when it feels wrong, which is good. That's a good thing. I'm glad that people in this world are not all sociopaths who can climb up and be high level in MLMs and also stomp on other people for their own success and be okay with doing it. That makes me happy. I'm like, good. Maybe the world isn't as messed up as I thought. So, when somebody tells someone in this anti-MLM community, you're just making your content because you failed at your MLM and you're like bitter about it, so now you're like hating on MLMs. Sweetie, everybody fails them. The only people that are successful tend to be the sociopathic type people. Is that who you want to stick up for? You really out here sticking up for MLMs to me? Really? You think that's a burn on me? Really? Because me and the other 99% of people that have done MLMs aren't successful at them? If you want to know why I started my anti-MLM channel, one of the major reasons, I feel like I can tell you this now, one of the major reasons why I started this channel is because when I joined MLMs, that was actually the start of my husband and I having problems in our relationship. And he hated them. He hated them. He's always been anti-MLM. My husband's always been anti-MLM. He just kind of let me do my thing and sort of supported me. He supported me a lot with Sensi. He kind of likes Sensi, but it works. He absolutely hated them. And I bugged the crap out of him to help me join. Like, I made it my birthday present. My birthday's June 13th. Yes, it's coming up. You guys can send me presents. I don't care. Like, that'd be cool. I'm just joking. But, so I was all like, give it to me for my birthday. Make it my birthday present. Make it my birthday presents. I've told my It Work story. You can go check it out. I go into a bit of detail about it there. But what a lot of people didn't know until this video is that it was actually the start of the problems between my husband and I, which eventually led to us almost divorcing. So I started this channel because when that happened to me, I realized that these things, these MLM businesses, are obviously breaking up families. They break up friendships. They break up families. People get divorced over them. They make people go broke. People have had to sell their houses because of them. If you've never watched the Vice documentary on LuLaRoe, I highly recommend watching it. If you've never watched Betting on Zero on Netflix, I highly recommend watching that as well. These companies are very harmful, not only to society as a whole and the way that the business world works in society as well. It's been changing that. You should look into that. They're also harmful to the individuals that are in them directly. And it can get serious. People have gone financially broke from these companies and committed suicide. Because these companies have taken everything from them. They've lost their family, they've lost their friends, they're not making money in the business, they go financially broke. The company just keeps telling them to keep trying harder and harder, and eventually they'll make it. And they either leave the company and then they get so depressed afterwards because they also lose their community. They isolate themselves to only be involved with people that are in the MLM. And it's really cult-like. It's like leaving a cult when you leave an MLM. You almost have to go through the whole deprogramming process. It's crazy. I want to get into that a little bit deeper too sometime on this channel. I think that would be an interesting thing to kind of dive really deep into. And so I was so negatively affected personally by it. And I'm the type of person where I don't care. I don't get embarrassed very easily, and I don't mind talking about my own shit. Like I'll tell you all the fucked up things I've done in my life. I have no problem talking about the mistakes I've made. I have no problem talking about my past and the bad things I used to do, and then tell you how I got to where I am today. So I figured I am the type of person that would be okay to get up on YouTube and openly admit to the world that I myself was negatively affected by these things very personally, and that they almost created my husband and I to get a divorce. That was the first thing we ever had any relationship issues with, was MLMs. Before that, we hardly even argued. So that created a lot of problems. I have no problem telling the world that, because I think it's an important message to warn other people. Maybe get a hold of those hunbots that are arguing with their husbands every day right now for them to hold on to their businesses. And let them know that it's not worth it. It's not worth giving up your marriage for these companies. I also wanted to get into the psychology of them. And again, the cult stuff, because I find that very interesting. I love psychology. And so I've been diving for a couple of years into the psychology behind them. And a lot of the people out here that do anti-MLM work will tell you, once you start, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And you go deeper and deeper, and you realize how high up these things are connected in government. And then you really are like, now we got a real fight going. We're going to have to do a lot to change this. And once I really started to realize that, it was like, no, we need as many voices out here as possible, telling all their own stories. And my story isn't unique to people in MLMs. However, my story is unique to us anti-MLMers. There aren't many of us that are out here saying, being in the MLMs I was in almost ruined my perfect marriage and almost caused us to get a divorce. And you shouldn't do that. That's why I made that meme that says, don't ever leave your spouse for an MLM. People break up with boyfriends, girlfriends all the time for it. It's one of the main messages that I think needs to get out into the world. And so I kind of took it upon myself to be one of the people that got that message out. I hadn't seen many people say it from their own personal experience. So I wanted to bring my own personal experience with that to the world as an example of what can happen if you actually do join these companies without your spouse being fully on board, if you do spend a bunch of money on them without your spouse being fully on board. Don't fight with your spouse over them. And quite frankly, if your spouse is against you being in them, don't do it. Just don't. It can lead to a lot more problems that you don't need in your marriage or your relationship whatsoever. There are so many other businesses that you can do that will just be your own, that your husband will probably support you with a lot more, and that will be better for you personally in the long run, and also your marriage. There seems to be a lot of this like feminist view out here of, if my man don't support me doing my MLM, I'm gonna leave him. He a bad man not supporting me. I'm here to ruin that mentality. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to go into more detail, obviously, in future. I've been bugging my husband to even do an interview with me on here about that and get personal with it. I said to him, I said, if we do this, you would have to actually get personal. Like, I don't care if you talk shit about me while I'm sitting there. Like, tell them how mad you were at me. Tell them. Be like, I was fucking pissed at my wife. I want them to see it. I want them to see what this can do to a marriage. And then we're going to talk about how I've fixed things, I guess, if, yeah, that happens. However, we're not going deep into my marriage right now. Just that part. That's the part you need to know. That was the starting of it. And because of that, things get worse. But I felt like it was a really important message to get out into the world. And I didn't mind using myself as an example. Like I said, I don't get embarrassed by mistakes I make. I'm a human. I'm going to make mistakes. Life is about making and then learning from your mistakes. That's life. Get over it. So I had no problem coming out here and doing that. I know there are a lot of people out there that maybe, and like, there's nothing wrong with not being the type of person that could come out and do a channel like this and be that raw and honest about those types of topics. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to be that type of person. It's just, since I am that type of person, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm going to start doing anti-MLM content. I want to talk about these things. I want to talk about it in depth. I've been diving into the psychology. I could probably put together a really awesome series with that and do a bunch of that kind of stuff on my channel with MLMs and other things. And so that's why I started my channel and the fight against MLMs on YouTube. I was already doing the posts and the memes and whatnot on my Instagram and Facebook for a little while before that, just not like on a regular everyday like basis. It would just be like, you know, like I'd see a few posts that I found funny and I'd post them up, you know, there might be like a few a week or something. So I wasn't like hardcore into it, but yeah. And I was in the subreddit, the AntiMLM subreddit. I'm on all of the AntiMLM Facebook pages. I've been listening to Sounds Like MLM But Okay for ages. I've been listening to the Dream podcast for a while now. And it was just like, we need as many people as we can to come out and speak out. And all of us have our own individual stories. None of us have a story that is like the other. So to me, everything's very personalized. And there's people in this world watching that can relate to each one of our stories. So if you were in an MLM and you hear me tell my story, there might be some things that you can relate to in mine. You go over to Monica's channel, you'll be able to relate to some of the things she says. Go over, watch Emily Leah. Maybe hers is a story that's almost exactly like yours. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of that. And so it's like, the more people we can reach, the better, because really the goal is to save people from these companies and maybe get them to change their ways. Or just fuck off. That'd be good too. So every single one of us have failed in an MLM. Everyone does. We don't get bitter about it. But what I did want to know is why the hell I was all of a sudden willing to disregard my amazing husband and just jump on the bandwagon of an MLM despite him not wanting me to. I was like, there's got to be some kind of psychological bullhooey with that, because your girl usually researches everything, would never do something that her husband's against, and I just full-fledged went into It Works, no research, my husband saying no, and I was fully into it. So I kind of took a step back and went, what the hell happened to me? There was some voodoo going on with this. And then I wanted to kind of find out what it was. And that's how I got into the psychology of it. And once I dove deep into that, started finding out some things, I was like, do people know this? We gotta get this out into the world as much as possible. We really gotta start talking about this in depth. Like, this is crazy. Crazy how manipulative and psychological and etc. cult-like that these things are. We definitely need to be talking about this in depth as much as we possibly can out here. I'm game. I'm going to start a channel. I'll do this. And that's why I'm here. Since you were so interested and wanted to make your judgment, I just thought I would tell you why. Because it's not just you, cunty. I mean, hunty. It's not just you. It's like a whole bunch of people that watch anti-MLMers and they make those comments about us or even to us. You'd be surprised how many times I've had a comment on either my Instagram, Facebook, or underneath a YouTube video that says, you're just mad that you failed at it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. I'm mad that everybody fails at it. I'm mad that they have a business model that's set up for people to fail, to rip people off in a pyramid scheme. And I'm also mad that a lot of them are highly based on pseudoscience, and many of them even add to the anti-vax community and other communities in our world that are actually harmful to society. That pisses me off a bit. I'm mad at their manipulation tactics because nobody's safe from them. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter how old you are. And it doesn't matter what gender you are. They come in for you. And that makes me a little bit mad. I'm mad at them being predatory. And I'm mad at the fact that they really do use feminism and female empowerment the way that they do. I'm a really old school feminist though. So like the whole third wave. We just won't get into me and feminism right now. However, I don't like how they use it. And I don't like how they also, like I said, use it in a way that says things like, you know, if your friends don't support you, your family doesn't support you, your spouse doesn't support you, they're just not good to be around, cut them off. And I have an issue with that. That makes me a little bit mad. What else makes me mad is, again, the indoctrination of children, which is something I'm going to be bringing up now on this channel quite often. We're going to dive into it in a little bit. Anyway, I have an issue with that as well. And like I said, I'll dive into that. I got a lot of issues with MLMs. A lot of us do. They're fucking annoying. Karen's a bitch. We don't need no more hunties. Like, that's it. So yeah, there's a lot of us, many of us, about half of us have done MLMs. The other half of the anti-MLM community actually hasn't. You'll find a lot of us that have never, ever, ever even been in an MLM speaking out about this. So that's kind of why that whole thing is silly to begin with. Because even those of us who have never done MLMs are speaking out against them. So what are you talking about? Why are they speaking out against them then? They didn't fail at one. Probably because those businesses are crappy and they need people to speak out against them. Anyway, I had to go on that little rant because it's something that I see over and over and over again. It's something that a lot of my friends also get told under their videos, under their pages, all of that stuff. It's just something I had to touch on. I find that you guys like it when I do my little rants. My anti-MLM rant. I'm a ranty bitch. I'm like a female Vince Vaughn. So like, I don't know what you want from me if you're here and you're going to get mad at me for being a ranty type person. I'm just saying, you're probably going to get a bit of ranting from me. You're going to get saltiness from me. You're going to get me swearing here and there just because I'm a mom, so I have to watch myself all day long. And then when I'm like on my own and my kid can't hear me and I turn on the camera, it's like, fuck, 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 you know, like swear words just come out, you know? Blame it on being a stay-at-home mom. Just do that. And so that's what you're going to get from me. You're going to get a real bitch talking crap about MLMs, but then you're also going to have someone that's intelligent and can also do intelligent, calmer content. Yeah, I can. I can do a little bit of everything. Your girl's good, okay? So that's what you're going to get here. And like I said, I'm going to be diving into some other stuff coming up soon. You've noticed I've been diving into pseudoscience. I've been taking dives a little bit into some cults. So we're going to be doing more of that. That will be so much fun, and I can't wait. But I am going to end this here. So no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you are all having a fabulous, fabulous day. And I will see you in the next one. I think it will be probably tomorrow. I'll try my best. So take care. Bye.
Yeah.